So this is side B, okay? Side B, the other side. And we're going to do this one step at a time. Let me just make this bigger. I don't know why I always make it smaller. Okay, so here we go. So we need to work on this guy right here, right? The parentheses here and the parentheses here, because we got to change that whole parentheses into a single number. And likewise for this parentheses. Okay, so let's just do it. I'm going to really try to do it in steps. Inside the parentheses, it's 32 divided by 2 to the 5th power is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. Oh, look at that. So that's going to be a little easier to do later. I can work on the second parentheses. And here I'm going to take care of the 4 to the 3rd power, which is not 12, but it's 4 times 4 times 4. And 4 times 4 is 16, which times 4 again is 64. Minus, and I can take care of the 5 times 5 here at the same time. It's 25. All that is going to be raised to the 2nd power once I find the difference. Right? So, again, let's see what I can do here. I can do 32 divided by 32, and that's just 1, which I'm then going to add to 6. Plus, on this one, 64 minus 25. Let's see what that looks like. 14 minus 5 is like 9. 5 minus 2, so that's going to be 39 to the 2nd power. What was I thinking of? Well, wow, really? And then, okay, so now this parentheses, 1 plus 6. So inside the parentheses, all we're going to be left over is a 7, right? So that's going to be 5 times 7. So 1 plus 6 becomes 7. And 39 to 2nd power, I can do that. Or I can ask Alexa, Alexa, 39 times 39.
39 multiplied by 39 equals 1,521.
Okay, so if you multiply 39 to 2nd power is 39, and that equals to 1,521. So let's take care of this. It's 35. And then 1,521. So I get to add these two. And if you add those two, you get a 6, a 5, and 1,556. Okay? So again, not that complicated. Just break it up into little parts and do them, one at a time, and you should be fine. This one, evaluate. Oh, I need my glasses. And let's see what we have here. 8 times the y, which is 6, times the m, which is 2, right? So I'm replacing my variables. Minus 5 times the c, what's the c here, which is 11. And then plus m is c, m is 2. We're going to multiply by the c, which is 11, okay? So we have multiplication, 3 terms here. So let's take care of this. 8 times 6 is 48. Which I'm going to multiply by 2, and that's going to give me 96. Minus 5 times 11, which is 55. And then plus 2 times 11, which is 22. So, again, order of operations, we're still going to do this left to right between addition, subtraction, and addition. Okay, so we're going to take care of these two. So 96 and 55, 9 minus 5 is 41. Which I can add to 22, and that's simply going to give us 63. Okay? Alright, so we'll move on. Write an expression. Okay, so twice the difference between a number and 9. So twice means what? 2 times. Right? I'm going to multiply that by the difference of two things, right? So the difference, so let me put a subtraction sign. So I'm going to find the difference between a number. So I'm going to subtract a number minus 9. And the only thing I have to do here is add the parentheses because I got to protect this subtraction operation because without the parentheses, I end up doing 2 times n first. So by putting this parentheses around the n minus 9, I guarantee that the n minus 9 is done first and then multiply to the 2. And then it says evaluate the expression above if the number is 20. So if n happens to be 20, let's substitute. Let's see what happens. So instead of n, I'm going to write 20 minus 9. Okay, and then the easier way to do this, I mean, you can do distributive property, but that's just not what we want to do right now. So let's take care of it inside the parentheses. 20 minus 9 is 11, which I'm going to multiply to the 2 that's outside, and 2 times 11 is simply 22. Okay. Okay, so 7 over 20 divided by 0.45. You can change this to a decimal and divide, or you can change it to a fraction and divide. The choice is yours. I think this is the easy way. 7 over 20 divided by, and if we change 0.45, we can write it as 45 over 100. Yeah. We can now change this to multiplication problem. 45. We can simplify a few things, right? So what about 20 and 100? We can divide both of these numbers by 20. 20 divided by 20 is 1. 100 divided by 20 is 5. I can also continue simplifying with the 5 and 45. I'm going to divide both by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 45 divided by 5 is 9. So I end up with, so if I clean that up and rewrite it, I have a 7, a 1 times a 1 and a 9. That's what I have left over. Multiply across, 7 over 9. Over here, again, we want to add these two, so we need to, again, I think it's easier if you change it to an improper fraction and then add it. You can find the LCM first and then change it. So let's just change it. Okay, 6 times 5 is, let me put a times 30. So it says 34 over 5 plus times and plus, right? 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 over 2. And I'm going to divide this by 1.2. I'm going to leave this alone for now. So LCM is 10, right? So LCM between 5 and 2 is 10. So I'm going to change both fractions to an equivalent fraction where the denominator is 10. So let me change colors here. So the 5 is 5 times 2, right? Becomes 10, and then times 2 on top. 34 times 2 is 68. 2 times 5 is 10. So I'm going to multiply this by 5, and 5 times 5 is 25. So these two are now ready to be added. Divided by 1.2, which I'm not going to do anything so far. So 68 plus 25 is like, I don't know, let's see, 393. Yeah. Now, I'm going to divide that by 1.2, but I want to change the 1.2 to a fraction. So what I can do is look at the last digit here, and that's in the tens place, so I know that this is going to be a 10. And just write the top two numbers on top. So that becomes 12 over 10. Changes to multiplication, 93 over 10 times 10 over 12. Look how nice this is going to be, because I can do 10 divided by 10 is 1. 10 divided by 10 is 1 on here on the numerator, so I have left a 1 and a 1. So now multiply across, 93 times 1 is 93, and 1 times 12 is 12. I can change this to a mixed number. How many times can 12 go into 93? I mean, you can always divide. So let's see, 93 and 12. 12 times 7 is 84. 12 times 8 is 96. So it's definitely a 7, which is 84. Subtract, borrow. 13 minus 4 is like, I don't know, 9. Okay, because we're changing this to a mixed number, we're not going to continue. We're going to stop right there. So 12 goes into 93 7 times. How many left over? 9 out of 12. So this would be the final answer if they asked you to simplify everything. What? One more? That's it? Okay, good. I just push this up. So here again, anytime you can draw something and represent it a different way it's a good thing, no? So here we have a rectangle, and the length is 7x plus 1. So if this is 7x plus 1, guess what? This is also 7x plus 1. The width is 2x, which means that this is also 2x. And we're asked to write and simplify an expression for the perimeter of the rectangle. So we need to find the perimeter. So to find the perimeter, we're going to add all the sides. 7x plus 1 plus 7x plus 1 plus 2x plus 2x. It's not that bad. I change. Just make sure I know that this and the plus 7x and the plus 2x and the plus 2x are all my common, my like terms. So if I move them next to each other, I get 7x plus 7x plus 2x plus 2x. And these are also like terms. That's 1 and this 1. I'm going to move them all the way here to the back. Plus 1 plus 1. So I can add all the x's, right? 7 and 7 is 14, plus 2 is 16, plus 2. So I have 18 x's in total, plus 2. Okay, so that's side B. Yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you did okay. So, and I'll stop the video at some point when I get there and I figure out how.